This week on AYL, we're with Jake and Curt in Moab with the BLM and the DNR. They have Curt pulled over and they're going to share with you a message about responsibly recreating. Then I'm off to the South Fork Indian Canyon with the Utah Arizona ATV Club. And this is a cool ride. It's got a special treat at the end of the ride. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome to AYL TV. I am Jake and this is Curt with SlikRok Productions. And we are in Moab, Utah, the wheeling mecca, I would say, right?
Probably our favorite place on the planet,
No
I guess.
kidding. And we were on the trail Moab Rim, but we wanted to take a second. We've been getting quite a few questions, speaking of Moab, about what's been going on here with the town and everything.
We get a lot of questions about the politics down here. There's been a lot of kind of a weirdness with the off-road community, specifically with the OHV stuff over the last 5 years. And we want everybody to know, first off, we're doing an event down here next month, and the city and the county have been really great to work with. They've been very welcoming. We're really excited to be back here. But the people we haven't talked to really is the DNR, the Forest Service, the BLM. And so we've got some people meeting us on another trail that represent the DNR and represent the BLM. We have a lot of questions for them, and we're kind of on a time frame and we need to get over there. So let's get moving and round them all up.
The Bureau of Land Management here in the Moab Field Office manages over 1.8 million acres, and as I'm sure a lot of you know, that some of the most outstanding recreation in the state happens here in Moab. Really what BLM has done over the years to work with the community is just be involved with the county. We work really closely with Grand County. We have a motorized trail committee that's an advisory committee. On the committee there's representatives from all user groups. So that's really our voice and who we rely on to help us understand what the needs are out on BLM managed lands. You know, working with the community, getting out the education and helping people understand how to come out and recreate responsibly so that we can all enjoy these lands together and creating an enjoyable experience for all.
Our responsibility as a whole is to really get people outside recreating and recreating responsibly, and ideally with zero search and rescue calls. And we're just here to help and work with our community and our community members to make sure that people are out here recreating and that trails are staying open and accessible.
I think there's a disconnect there with destination places. If me and this gentleman went to Cabo, we don't really realize that there's people who live there. We're going to have a good time. And people come here and they want to wheel and they want to go out, but they do need to understand that people live in this town.
Abiding by the laws and rules, you know, when you're in downtown Moab, it has speed limits specific to off-highway vehicles. So accommodating that when you're riding through neighborhoods, whether it be lowering your speaker system, just being conscious of others.
Yeah, I may be the OHV park ranger, but I'm also an active recreator here. You know, even today, after I get off work, after I punch out, I'm probably gonna go hit the trails and have some fun. Just remember, when you come here, people live here and people wanna access these public lands for years and years and years to come, myself included. So just be mindful and respectful to the public lands we have, and it's a privilege that we have them.
An issue that we have a lot of here in the Moab Field Office is vandalism. Takes many different forms, but commonly we get a lot of rock scratching. People use rocks to scratch their name or their Instagram handle into rocks. And when I'm able to contact those people, you know, I use the
analogy. Their Instagram they left on the rock.
Yeah, I like it when they make it easy for me, right? When I end up contacting those people, I say, hey, would you like it if I came to your house and on the side of your house I drew my name or my Instagram handle, or if I did donuts in your yard? How would you feel about that on your property? And it kind of clicks, and unfortunately we have these places that have lots of vandalism, and so it starts to proliferate because someone else did it, and then someone else did it, and before you know it, there's 500 names on a rock way out here in the backcountry, right? So just remember, like, how would you expect other people to behave on your property?
You know, there's petroglyphs out here. There's a lot of historic things out here. When you come across it, oh, Dave was here. Yeah, that's awesome. It does nothing for anybody.
Right.
You're ruining public lands, and like I said, it has an impact on everything. We would certainly encourage anybody out there just to have good manners. Be good stewards of the land. Obviously, if you bring garbage, don't throw it out. I don't know what kind of an idiot throws garbage out of their car when they're driving around, and I don't want to know them. But if you're doing it, you're an idiot. That's just dumb. No, but at the end of the day, you come down, support local businesses, support tourism, and enjoy public lands. So that's what makes all this work for all of us. So on behalf of the Red Rock Rally and SlikRok and all recreational users, we really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out here and talk with us. I think that there's a bad cloud sometimes over law enforcement, over recreational use, and when we get the opportunities to sit and talk, we kind of get rid of all of that. Communication is everything. We know you guys are good people, and we know that we all have the same goals. I really appreciate you coming out here and talking to us.
Yeah, well, thank you all for helping people get out and enjoy the public lands responsibly and getting the message out. Thanks to Red Rock Rally for bringing an event back to Moab and helping to make it successful. And we really enjoy working with everyone here.
Welcome back to AYL TV. I'm Jake and this is Curt with SlikRok Productions, and we are in Moab, Utah on one of probably the best days of the year so far.
It's been super nice,
right?
Super nice.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Cool.
I've only had 3 Mountain Dews.
Gotcha.
All right? You get pulled over down here. There's some requirements. We have a rally coming here next month. There'll be a lot of folks from out of state coming in. Can you help me define the difference between street legal and off-road use only?
Sure. So whether you're from Utah or you're from any other state, if you're plated street legal, and by street legal you need to have everything per Utah state law that makes a machine street legal.
So we're talking turn signals, horn, mirrors, obviously seat belts, you know.
Insurance, whole 9 yards.
Insurance, right.
And you have a plate, then you do not need to get the off-highway vehicle sticker. So if you're not plated street legal, obviously you're gonna have to trailer to a lot of these trailheads. And you're gonna need to go to the Utah OHV website and purchase a non-resident OHV sticker. Go ahead and Google Utah non-resident OHV regulations and registration, and you can pretty quickly get it taken care of.
Buy it right online.
Yep, and so with that, you're also gonna need to take the state education course.
Our website, it's ohv.recreation.utah.gov. There we have a mandatory course for everyone who is coming to Utah to recreate on off-highway vehicles. It is free, takes 15 to 30 minutes, and it's a one-time course. Really what it teaches you is to recreate responsibly. It goes over tread lightly. So if you really want to go in depth and kind of understand what the regulations are in the state of Utah, please come to our website. And if we have any additional questions, we're always just a call away.
So for all you guys out there that are coming down to the rally in a month, so it's June 12th through 14th. When you get down here, if you're not street legal, you don't have a home state plate, and you need to abide by the laws here. That's turn signals, that's mirrors. Like you said, you can look that up online. If you're an off-road vehicle only, you come here, it's a few bucks, jump online and buy one, and just stay legit. We don't want to have any problems when we're down here. We don't want to make any more work for anybody else, and we don't want to get a dark cloud over us.
Come on out here. The arena is free, vendor row is free. Come in and buy a raffle ticket. If you want to get signed up to go on the guided rides, go to www.redrockrally.com. That's REDROK. Come on out, we still got spaces.
This is going to be a great rally. This is the first big event in Moab in like 5 years. So this is a big deal. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're also feeding everybody breakfast at the event every day. Come hang out with us. We're going to give away tens of thousands of dollars worth of prizes at that event. So it should be super fun. But stick with us. We're going to see what Phil's doing down in Kanab.
Welcome back to AYL TV. I'm Phil Rawlings, and today we're in southern Utah with the Utah Arizona ATV Club. We're headed over to the South Fork Indian Canyon, and there's some cool pictographs we're gonna hike down into. The cool thing about these is that they're a little different. They're painted. You can still see some of the colors of the paint. We're gonna be checking that out, but the fun part is getting there.
So this weekend is the Red Rock Jamboree. It's a series of maybe 15 rides around Kanab where folks from out of state will sign up online. People actually come from very far to be part of this year in and year out, just because if they've seen it once, they want to see it again. Just like us. We're going to do this ride for 3 days. I'm not going to get tired of it. I'll come back again next year and do the same exact ride. We just love that.
It's beautiful. I lived 40 years in Arizona, and the Southwest is a place that once you come to it, you're just amazed at the blue skies, the wide open spaces, and if you go back east or up north, you get claustrophobia. You come out here, and the world opens up. It did for me.
I think that's why I really like being in the ATV Club, because we see things I would have never seen. The people that started this club are like in their 80s now, and the things they know have to be passed down, and we like to show it to everybody that comes. We just had visitors from Germany, so we were able to take them here because we learned this route. We took them all over, Zion, Bryce, you name it. It's just, if you don't believe in God, you gotta hike Zion or Bryce, and then you will.
So today, we basically headed, I would say, kind of north-northwest. We headed into Harris Mountain, and then from there we made our way south. We crossed over Yellow Jacket Road and then Hancock into Pink Coral Sand Dunes. That's a lot of fun. We didn't go up any of the big sand dunes for obvious reasons, and then ended up at the South Fork of Indian Canyon. And that canyon, it's one of the best ones around here because of the pictographs. The side-by-side allows us to pretty much go anywhere and see things that we never would have seen on foot. And I just hope we can continue. I hope the club continues, people continue to visit, because this is absolutely magnificent terrain here in southern Utah. Not to take anything away from northern Utah, we haven't gotten there yet. It's in the plans, but where we are right now is just simply amazing.
Yeah, you could walk it, you could do a dirt bike, but the side-by-side gets you and your partner an opportunity to have a conversation, not be in the direct sunlight. And with a group like this, we're about 15 machines. We're within the BLM's requirements, and we take care of the trails. And that's what really is important, is that you can come here year after year after year, and people aren't abusing the trails.
I used to be an avid hiker, but now I'm 64. And I can, a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So if I had to hike from the road to here, it would have taken me, 5 days? And I couldn't carry 5 days worth of water. So for folks that are of our age, that are now retired, and don't have the physical capacity, like Tony Wright, our ex-president, he's now in a wheelchair. And he still leads rides. And he has the knowledge. But if you close these rides, why? I don't understand, because this is what our history is.
We've been on this particular trail, this is our 3rd time, and it's always a new adventure. The BLM this time has created a new trail from what it used to be, much easier to navigate. The petroglyphs down below are spectacular.
Basically, those pictographs are almost 2,000 years old, maybe older.
The goal is to show people the painted pictures here, the pictographs, and just get them out in nature. The pictographs are, ancient, and we have red, white, yellow, and I think there's a little bit of like a teal green, all of which were made with different plants, and yellow is an uncommon use of color. So that's why this one's really interesting. And the hike down here isn't that bad, so it's easy for folks to come to. It does have about 5 little scramble spots, but if you can brave those, the rest of it's a cakewalk. It's just a great jamboree for seeing things you may never see.
The people in southern Utah are friendly. They'll help you out. And when you get with a club like this, they're here to educate you. We've had the fortunate luck of being over this whole Coral Pink Sands area for 4 years.
I like learning the different routes, and then my wife and I absolutely love showing people things that got us excited, because we get to share all this. We love sharing what we have seen, because it's kind of like paying it forward. We've had our fun, we still have fun. Let me show you something really great, which we do. We love doing it.
Well, I just like being out in nature. I mean, it's just wonderful, and the scenery is spectacular. I mean, the drive itself, that's why I don't like to drive, because I can see. When I look out the window, I can see all the cliffs. It's just, you can see all the way to Zion. It's amazing. I've never seen any place like this, and I'm really blessed to be able to live here.
It's only 68 miles from St. George to here. It's a nice drive. Kanab also is just south of Panguitch, and it's really kind of a gateway to a number of national parks that are in the southern part of Utah.
Next year's sign up probably starts in February or March for the Jamboree. Get online early and book your spot. There's at least a dozen to 15 rides to choose from. Some are very easy, some are a little bit more technical. I'd like to do the technical ones myself one day, but right now we're not quite ready for that, but we're working up to it.
Welcome back. The timing for the Red Rock Jamboree couldn't be any better. This is perfect time of year. It's just starting to warm up, but it's not too hot. And remember, if you want to get out here next year, you need to be on top of the registration. When it opens, it fills up quick. So we're going to get back rolling on the trail. You check out next week's show. Next week on AYL TV, Skylar and Heather Dykstra take us deep into the hidden wonders of the Pavant Butte and the lava tubes near Delta, an underground adventure you have to see to believe. Then buckle up as the AYL crew teams up with JP Sports Adventure for a wild side-by-side ride through the legendary Robber's Roost. And Reese Stein is lakeside in Provo, exploring one of the most unique new city parks on Utah Lake. Don't miss it. Now let's take a look at our contest winner. This week's lucky contest winner was submitted to us via email by Al Granger. It looks like Al is the lucky winner of an outdoor stove from Camp Chef. Camp Chef offers the best way to get your cooking done in the outdoors. Visit campchef.com for more information. Congratulations, Al, and be sure to email us at social media at ayltv.com, message us on Facebook, or leave us a voicemail at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events. First, June 12th through the 14th is the Moab Red Rock Rally, which is the premier side-by-side event in the Moab area. This rally is going to offer some of the best rock crawling in the world, and it's one that you aren't going to want to miss. Then, June 25th through the 27th is the National ATV UTV Jamboree, which is the longest running ATV Jamboree. Come take part in the tradition and hit up some great guided trails in Millard County. Next week's show looks great. We've been down here having a great time with the Utah Arizona ATV Club at the Red Rock Jamboree. We've been out on these trails. There's so many beautiful trails down here. Come down, get out, enjoy them. There's dangers of these trails being closed, like the Barracks Trail, which is just over the ridge here. It's one of the trails that are slated to be closed. We want you to come down, let the BLM know that you're out on these trails, that you enjoy them, that you want them to stay open. And more important than anything, it's a great big world. Get out and create adventures you love.